Happy March. It's Charles from Blue Buddha Entertainment, LA-based sync agent. Just want to pop into the SyncRiffs studio as we're gearing up for a second season of SyncRiffs that's going to drop this April. But thought it'd be cool to continue with what we did on the previous chat, if you will. This time taking a look at some music from the soundtrack of Selling Sunset Season 7. Just want to share some more insights from a sync agent perspective of some of the songs that were used in Selling Sunset. Play a couple tracks, talk about it, and feel free to post your questions, comments below. And if you like the content, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and spread the word. It's a labor of love, producing SyncRiffs and sharing these insights. We also produce live events with music supervisors, virtual ones, and also coming in the spring, we're going to relaunch our Sync Like a Pro Academy, which is taught live for 10 weeks, everything sync and artist branding. And we have special guests, including music supervisors, who give you their feedback on the syncability of your songs. And also, we're going to offer a version of the class as a pre-recorded, so you could take it at your own pace. So click the link in bio and for more info on that. And we'll also update it on IG. And of note, we're getting back to doing some IG lives. We'll hop on and can ask us questions about sync. So without further ado, I'm going to play this first track by Ali Seville. It's called Fire.
Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girl? Where my girl? Where my girl? Where my girl?
All right, cool. Great hook there. Where my girls at with the electronic 4 on the floor production and also that synth riff. So again, that is a type of song that could be used to set up the episode. As we all know, watching Selling Sunset, that initial drone shots of the city, Hollywood, West Hollywood, the Melrose area, and then the camera pans going from outside to inside of the offices there on Sunset. So again, it's all about the hook. It's about the tempo and the energy of that track. Above all, where are my girls at? So those are something to pay attention to. I've talked about it on various IG lives, is when you see a track being used in a scene, look at the context. How does it sync to picture? And the more you do that, you'll better train your writing part of your brain, your creative side of your brain, to analyze what syncs well to picture, what's the storytelling and the authenticity. That's something we teach in our course, and they're lyrical buckets, 4 lyrical buckets that we talk about and we teach. And in this lane, that high energy track with that solid hook. So with that, I'm going to hop to a track called Lead the Way by Reem.
Couldn't stay away. I followed your voice when you called my name. 'Cause after all this time, I still feel the same. You and only you can make me feel the way you do. Here I am in your arms once again. You lead the way and I'll follow back to your love. You lead the way and I'll follow back to your love.
All right, so great track there, setting it up, which would be perhaps a relationship scene, what's happening between two characters in Selling Sunset. The chorus there talking about leading the way, a relationship between two characters, and how is that relationship? Are things working out? So something we talk about in our Sync Like a Pro Academy. One of the buckets is writing love songs, and there's that nuance. If you watch a given show, say it's 6 seasons, and you follow the characters, and maybe in the beginning of season 1 they first meet, they get married. Season 2 they start a family. Season 3 they have kids. So the sonic palette of that show is going to change from season to season. So maybe even the musical taste of the character, as they get older, they get more mature, their musical tastes are going to differ. So those are things to pay attention to when you're a songwriter writing for a specific lane, a reality show, a dramedy, a rom-com. So again, doing your homework and writing authentic songs that can be licensed to a production. And all the shows you watch have a sonic palette. What's their sound? What kind of artists do they license? Is it hip hop, pop, rock, singer, songwriter? So that's something, the more shows you watch, you can identify what are the trends that are happening in the sync lane. So we're going to hop to another track called Good Life by Mosh Party.
Living that good life. Life's a gift, let's celebrate. Go ahead, have the whole damn cake. Haters gonna hate, but I can't relate. Go, let's go. If I can do it, so can you. It's not a crime to be feeling good. Listen to your heart, cause it's all inside. You go ahead and live the good life. Everything's alright. Living that good life. Feeling all the vibes. Living that good life.
All right, very cool. Great track there with that hook. When I came up in the 90s, working at Capitol Records, I was in radio and marketing. So similarly, coming up in college, I was a DJ. So my ears trained. If you ask me, what do I look for in a song? I'll say the hook, the hook, the hook. So living the good life, the vocal delivery of that line there, and looking at the instrumentation of the track. Does it match well with the chorus? Am I feeling it? And I could hear that in a club setting. Obviously, in this show, Selling Sunset, or maybe it's Selling the OC, there are a lot of scenes that will set up prior to seeing the actors on site at a given location. Shots of the cars driving down Melrose. You have Ferraris, Maserati, Lamborghinis, and then they'll do a shot of one of the characters in their car, decked out wearing their sunglasses, and this track's playing in the background. So it sets up the scene of the energy of the episode, living the good life, And how that track opened up with that hook of the whistle, that's another cool element, something one can do easily. And it's about finding that groove and what is that vocal hook that's going to carry a scene. So if you take this show and you take another show, maybe it's back when it was the remake of Baywatch, or say it's Hawaii Five-0, and you have characters walking on the beach and then they're gonna walk into a bar. So we want to capture the energy of a crowd. People are on spring break, and maybe there's a drone shot that zooms in on the DJ and everyone's having a great time. This song could potentially be playing in the background. So that's another bucket, party songs that we really break down in our sync course. What are the elements? What makes a great party tune? So these are things that we go in detail on our 10-week course. And we launched a beta launch last 8 months ago. We had 12 participants, and from that community, a lot of the cohorts stayed on. We have a Patreon group rather, songwriters and producers collabing each month, writing custom tunes for Blue Buddha. So that's what we're all about, and we'll share those links down below. So with that, we'll end with one more track. And we have one here called Push It to the Limit by Mad Circuit.
It sounds slow when you put in that work. Unless you tryna live or you coming in dirt. Tell me what you tryna do for that come up on dirt. Do you really got the juice or you just a little thirst? I wanna know, can you push it for me like to the limit? Baby, just let your mileage increase. Like, can you give me babies? Like, can you push it for me like to the limit? Baby, I see you going crazy, crazy, crazy. Push it to the limit, baby. Let me see you go crazy. Let me see you go baby. Push it to the limit, baby.
All right, cool. It's a great hook there, Push It to the Limit. And what I liked about that track, as you continue to hear from the opening line, the builds, the use of percussion, and the star of that track obviously was the vocal and the uniqueness of the singer's voice. And I'm sure as we continue to listen to that track, you'd hear it builds. So that's a nice element production-wise, obviously, is that slow build, the emphasis on the vocal, the production quality. You want to lean in and hear, wow, what's happening with this track? What's the build going to be like? What's going to be the drop whether that's a synth riff, a vocal stab, and it's almost isolated and very pristine with the vocals. And I could see that whether it's a scene in Selling Sunset, where they're hanging out poolsides, the key characters, they're celebrating, they just closed the deal on a huge house, and everyone's coming in to celebrate, and that track is being played poolside by a DJ. And from that, maybe the DJ goes to another track with more energy. So those nuances of paying attention to how does that song work in a scene in the context of what's happening. So if you have some actors and characters in a scene and they're just hanging out talking, then we're not going to want a song that is 120 beats per minute with mad energy that would be playing, say, at midnight. So this track, what I like, without seeing the scene, but knowing it has energy, there's movement, but the song is still deemed to be a party track, but again, with nuances of that energy. And having DJ'd for 10 plus years back in the day, setting up your set list, when the crowd comes in, you're not going to be playing banging tracks right away. You have to build that arc. And this is a great tune by way of analogy of a party tune that can be used, and it won't interfere with the dialogue. Something I'll talk about in another episode is production qualities of a song to ensure that it dovetails a scene without competing with the actor's dialogue, because that's a critical element of, does a song work for a scene, and how does it lay with the dialogue of the actors? So with that, wanted to hop on and share my insights from a sync agent perspective of tracks that are being licensed out in various shows. We'll put your comments down below. If there's a show you would love for me to provide some insights, happy to do so. And the sneak peek to season 2 of SyncRiffs, gonna have more music supervisors. We're gonna open it up to some producers and also some other special guests. So you guys to tune in, and we'll be dropping those announcements in the weeks to come. So with that, appreciate you guys catching on the other side. Namaste.